Marquise Hastings was off the floor for quite a long time in that first half. And, of course, he's one of the best rebounders in the league.
Hastings Maddox on the bench to start the second half. Monegro, Wright, Hanna, Sims, Norman, the 5 for the Broncos. Norman has still not scored in the game. Guy who did not play well against NIU the other night. He did score 10 points, but he was 4 of 17 shooting and 0 of 9 from three-point land.
Yeah, if the Broncos are going to make a run here to try to close down this lead, Lamar's going to have to be part of the score. A big part of it.
Here he goes, down the alley. Jack blocked him.
There's some of that length in force there. Looked like Lamar had a step on him, but 6'11" came and blocked the ball.
Yeah, you were talking about in the first half how Buffalo has guys who just play bigger than they actually are. Hanna tied up with Jack, and they called the foul on Javon. It's Javon's birthday today. Did get a bucket in the first half. Another foul on Western Michigan. Blocking foul as Foster was moving right. Not a lot of Broncos in foul trouble here. Titus Wright, Javon Hanna have got a couple. The only guy with a bunch is Seth Hubbard with 3. Curtis Jones halfway down and out. Monegro off the right screen. Jefferson Monegro off to the line.
Nice little hesitation move by Jefferson Monegro. Got the ball to the rack and generated a foul. So he's going to get 2 shots here. There's a nice little move.
Little words of encouragement from Titus Wright after it, too.
Oh, my.
You know, Jefferson Monegro, 88% from the free throw line entering today. So, of course, he's 0 for 3 from the free throw line. He's the only Bronco to take free throws today.
Need some defensive stops here, Evan. Try to claw their way back into this ball game.
Isaiah Adams. Around the rim they go. Back to Curtis Jones. 18 in the first half. Hard net, thinking about it. Crowd wanted to walk. Instead, he hits a fall-away 2-point jumper. $13-point lead for Buffalo. Norman for Wright. Right back to Titus. Got the catch. Leaning inside. Fighting for his miss, but it's Buffalo ball. And they're coming up the floor with Jones. Got it back to Curtis. Hard net. Fake. Spin. Shot. No. Got his miss. Up and in.
Pretty tenacious on that move. Came up short on the first shot, but got the rebound and put it back in.
This is the largest lead of the game for Buffalo. Monegro all alone. Rebound Jones. Western Michigan, one of the best rebounding teams in the country, is getting killed in that department. Hard net. Offensive rebound, Jack. Buffalo is out rebounding Western Michigan by 12. Foul on the floor as Titus Wright is banging with Jack.
I hope we have a replay of this because it brings to mind how difficult it is to play there it is, one-on-one defense. When you're holding your ground and the offensive player initiates the contact into your chest. I'm not exactly sure what you're supposed to do as a defender in that situation.
33, Jack Stefanski, the redshirt freshman from Frankfort, Michigan, is in for the first time in a long time. Jack sees the double evacuate. Arnett wants room. He's moving on Stefanski, and the floater is good.
My goodness, that was an off-balance, kind of a flick of the wrist shot.
Hanna got blocked. It's Buffalo ball. Wright thought it went off of Jack, but he's not going to get that call changed.
Right now, Buffalo is playing bully ball, as I would say. You know, the Buffalo Bulls. They're playing very physical style of play right now and handling the Broncos.
So you're seeing Jack Stefanski, 33, inbound the ball for Western Michigan here. This is the first time that he has played in conference play this year. He has not played since the Siena Heights game, a couple of days before Christmas, when he played 3 minutes in that game.
Yeah, he was a walk-on player last year. And doesn't get much playing time, so let's see what he does with the opportunity.
There's a Lamar Norman triple that drops.
Well, that's a welcome sight for the Bronco fans.
Foster stopping, shooting, missing. Stefanski was battling for the rebound down there, and they got a foul on Buffalo. Hey, sometimes you bring a guy in who hasn't played in a long time and he can inject a little life. Maybe Jacko can do that.
Well, Coach Stevens may be sending a message to some of the players who are in the regular rotation.
Trey Maddox is back in. Playing pitch and catch with Wright, and the pass got intercepted.
Oh, he just looked like he traveled with that ball.
I think the entire crowd agreed with you, Joe. Jones, floater. That was a tough shot. He got his miss. Second one rolled in. Maddox, 9 in the first half. Chance to add to it after the break. Buffalo's got its largest lead. It is up to 16 points. DJ Stevens cycling through the roster, but right now Buffalo is taking it to the Broncos in a big way. You know, the temperature may have been in the single digits yesterday, but the sun is out. We'll take it. What will frustrate Western Michigan fans is the fact that Buffalo has walked into Kalamazoo today and frankly done what they've been doing to the Broncos for way too long. The last time Western Michigan won here in Kalamazoo was January 23rd, 2016. They've won 8 straight games over Western Michigan. Last year they won back-to-back games by 14 points. Joe, the frustration, I know it's a new coach for Western Michigan this year, but the frustration in this program just must be mounting. Every time you play Buffalo, it it's a nightmare.
Yeah, and most of that is due to Buffalo's, ability to play the game. They've got a certain tenacity about them. They play a physical brand of ball, and they play a fast brand of ball. And right now, the Broncos are not matching up well with them.
And they're also missing free throws. Western Michigan at the free throw line today is 1 of 5. One more coming for Trey Maddox. If he hits it, he's into double figures. Missed it. Western Michigan does get the offensive rebound, though. Mar Norman for Seth Hubbard. Freshman's back in the game with 3 fouls. Titus Wright intercepted as Buffalo gets it coming up the floor to Curtis Jones, who stepped out of bounds as he caught the pass. Lexi Ayala was standing around the Western Michigan huddle. Lexi, I'm really curious. What are they talking about right now?
In that last Western huddle, it was actually the players on the team, all of the Broncos, who were getting on each other saying, stop looking sad. There's still so much time left in this game. As long as we bring the energy, we can come back. Coach Stevens, of course, had to jump in and say, and we have to rebound, and we can still come back. Evan.
Yeah, that's been the frustrating thing for Western Michigan in this game. A team that's awesome at rebounding has been getting killed in that department. Lamar Norman can bring you back with threes, but as you're seeing on the screen here, this does not look like basically any game Western Michigan has played this year in terms of that battle on the boards, Joe.
Well, I hate to make it sound so simplistic, but Marquise Hastings usually plays at least 35 minutes a game, and he hasn't played 5 minutes this game. And so that's a big part of the discrepancy in rebounding.
Right. LaQuill Harnett just got one to drop. Senior from Philly with 14 points. Maddox. Wright with space. Titus Wright got it to go, and he's going to the line.
Good for Titus. Got that ball right in position and then went strong up and made the basket, drew the foul. Here it is. Gathered himself. Nice strong move upward through defense.
Titus Wright, game after game in MAC play, has just been playing excellent basketball. If he hits this, he's got 11 points today. That's how many he's averaging in MAC play this year. And the really encouraging thing for Titus Wright, the big man has been awesome at the free throw line. He's 14 for his last 17.
He looks very confident up there. Good for him, because he was struggling on that aspect of the game earlier in the year.
He has flipped the script in that department. Corner 3 coming. No good for Blocker. Norman wants to move. Sims caught it out of bounds.
Oh. That is one of my pet peeves, Evan. The dimensions of the floor do not change. They are what they are. You got to play inside the black lines.
When you say the dimensions of the court don't change, it reminds me of that scene in Hoosiers where they walk into Hinkle Fieldhouse and pull out the ruler. Yep. Great roll to the rim for LaQuill Harnett, who is putting together an awesome afternoon of basketball at his 16 points for a guy who averages 9 points per game in the year.
Yeah, you can tell his body language is positive. He says, this is fun. Keep letting me score.
Trey Maddox for 2.
Good strong move. 12-point deficit. Need to carve into it by getting defensive stops, Evan.
Harnett still will not take that 3. That is a physical drive, fighting for his miss, and he's going to go to the line as Tafari Sims was hanging on for dear life down there.
Yeah, when the Bulls drive, they lower their shoulder, and I think they get away with a couple offensive fouls. But you know, if it's not called, why not keep trying it?
That's about the only thing that's gone wrong for the Cool Hard Net today. All right, so we got subs on both sides. Stefanski, Hanna coming back in for Western Michigan, as DJ Stevens is given to Fari Sims an earful. Arnett got the second one. Yeah, to your point, Joe, earlier, Western Michigan right now in the tricky spot of you can't go bucket for bucket. Trey Maddox, the rainbow three falls.
That helps.
Little bit of life for Western Michigan. Arnett fakes that three again. Foster on the move. Tough shot, and he hit it with his left hand. Hanna, that was a lot of contact. It's still Bronco ball. Norman, right now Western Michigan is hitting shots from all over. Jim Weitzel wants a timeout, and the Bronco crowd is trying to will the team back in it. They've got it back to a single-digit game, and it's a good sign, Joe, for Bronco fans. This team didn't hit any threes the other night. They only made 2. Today, they've made 7. They're 54% from that department, and try as they might, they're trying to hang in this ballgame.
Nerds!
How's it going?
Oh, with interest rates up, I've been looking to get a better savings account.
Yes. At NerdWallet, we can help you make the smart savings account.
Amazing.
Budget, 3 tasty options, fries. That can't be right. Just confirm. Have
There's still a boatload of time to go in this game, and Western Michigan has got it back down to a single-digit game. You probably have noticed, like we have, it's been a long time since Marquise Hastings has played in this game. Lexi Ayala has an update on that for us.
Thanks, Evan. Honestly, I don't know if Hastings will go back in this game. It's not an injury-related issue. It was just a coach-player issue. Hastings might have had an excuse on a breakdown defensively, and we know Coach DJ Stevens, he has a zero-tolerance policy for excuses, and since then, Hastings hasn't been back in this game. The team's leading rebounder, they could really use him in this one, though. Evan?
Oh.
Yeah, they could, and right now, Curtis Jones for Buffalo is just continuing to be lights out. You can give the Bulls leading scorer 23 in this game now.
That was a deep 3, Evan. Holy cow.
But getting back to that Hastings-Stevens exchange, Joe, remember who DJ Stevens worked for 19 years, Tom Izzo. That guy does not take any excuses, and his protege does not either, clearly.
That's right. Well, you know, not having witnessed the exchange or whatnot, you know, would just be mere speculation, but there's no doubt that Western's rebounding has suffered since his departure.
Norman, way tough shot, and he missed it. Shout out to Lexi for catching that in one of the huddles as well. Foster, as the Red Sea parted, just scored 2 easily.
Well, that little mini run that the Broncos had right before the timeout has dissipated. Now they got to start it up again.
Lamar Norman trying to make magic happen. Trey Maddox, another 3 for Western Michigan. They've hit their last 4.
A nice screen by Lapsiger there to get Maddox that wide open J.
Foster, leaner, and he got a foul on Norman. A couple of guys about to come back in for the Broncos. Seth Hubbard, Titus Wright are going to go back in the game, and they'll do it after this media timeout. Western Michigan was down by 17. They cut it to 9. Now it's at 11. But it's like what Joe's been talking about. Buffalo just trying to extend that lead, and Western Michigan using a ton of effort just to hang in this thing.
Nerds! Since we started looking for a better...
Out of the woodwork?
Yes.
At NerdWallet, we can...
Ooh, cashback on dining out.
The smartest decision for all your financial...
Eat like a king who's on the drinking nuggets, all for $5. Wait, that's the real price. Be in your way.
There's still over half of the second half remaining in this game. Buffalo leading Western Michigan by 11. They led by 12 at halftime. Joe, what do you make of the tide of this game right now, the mood of it?
Well, we did say that Western needed to get to the paint on offense, and unfortunately, Buffalo is outscoring them 28-18 in paint points. Okay, and so I know you want Norman to shoot bombs, but in order to do that, you know, sometimes you have to get inside in order to kick it back outside. So I would like to see Western do that kind of action. Titus Wright has had a good offensive game. Troy Maddox has had a good offensive game. So there's offensive firepower there for Western. But even as they score points, they need to get defensive stops.
Yeah, and remember that magic number for Buffalo we talked about earlier. When they get to 80 points per game, they're 9-1 this year. They've got basically 11 minutes to go in this game, and they're 19 away from that magic number.
That means the Broncos need to put the defensive clamps on them.
Tafari Sims short on the 3. Titus Wright went over the back. That is the 4th foul on him. And a Bronco team that is short-handed down low because Marquise Hastings has not played since the early part of the first half. So DJ Stevens has got to leave him out there. Curtis Jones sizing up the situation. Fall away floater a little long. Lamar Norman trying to get to his spot. 9 points in the second half. Hubbard on the move, and a foul on Jones.
Good strong drive by Seth Hubbard against the veteran defender.
They will take right out here, bring in Lobsinger. With Titus off and Lobsinger in, Joe, how does that schematically change things for Western?
Well, Lobsinger isn't really an inside scorer. He can step out and hit Jays, but he's a pretty good screener. And sometimes it's a good move just to feed the post down low, and even if Lobsinger's not going to shoot it, he can pitch it back out for a rhythmic jump shot. Not a really great back to the basket scorer, though, yet.
Sims, a nice little shot fake, and he got all the way inside, and he's going to get to go to the line.
And Tafari saw a little crease there and exploded into it. Got the foul, and he's got 2 shots.
You know, at the mid-major level of basketball, specifically the MAC level, you've got guys who have been all over the place. Tafari Sims may take the cake. The man has played for 4 different schools in his college basketball career. Western Texas College, Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College, Milwaukee, and now Western Michigan.
I would classify that as well-traveled.
And a lot of free swag. A lot of free sweatshirts, a lot of free shorts. I've always wondered that. When you leave one school and go to the other, do you keep the stuff or do you sell it? I don't know. I've never had that problem. Jones rolling to the basket. Left it short. Hubbard amidst a whole bunch of blue jerseys. Fell to the floor, and they called a foul on Buffalo. We're going to have to get a look at that replay.
Let's see what happened. I was blocked out here. It must have been the initial call on a block charge on Tafari Sims. Seems like the whistle was quite late.
Well, they blew the whistle. It is on Sims, by the way. They blew the whistle after the entire play ended, basically. Jones made 1 of 2. So ball kind of lied there.
Got the Bronco fans up in arms, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, they've been active yelling at the officials recently. Norman wanted contact, didn't get the call, but as Buffalo tried to save it along that baseline, they stepped out of bounds. The pace of this game has definitely slowed in the second half.
Yes, and you know, the Broncos have hit some nice 3-pointers, but there really hasn't been a whole lot of flow to their offense.
The improvement from three-point land is definitely there today. They were 2 of 22 on Tuesday. They're 8 of 16 today. Water is finding its level. Lamar Norman. Not that time. Maddox the rebound. Gave it up to Hubbard. Seth got it.
He's got to help his confidence a little bit.
Try as they might, this home crowd is trying to get the team back in it. Jack on the roll, and the stuff.
They have broken down on that sequence 4 or 5 times today, Evan. They just have not been able to cover that roll, man.
8 points for Isaac Jack, who had not scored in the last 2 games. Another foul on Jones, his 3rd. That's the thing with the second half. All things considered, Western Michigan's played pretty well, but every time they get close, these Bulls have just got the answer.
Mark of a veteran team, older guys. Really impressed with Curtis Jones. He scores in multiple ways.
Maddox going to get the second half. One way to get yourself back in the ball game is get yourself to the free throw line, and both teams already in the bonus with about 9 minutes to go here. Got them both. Back down to a 9-point game. Foster, no whistle. Kick, hard nets, hit the three.
Boy, he's having a good game.
20 points. One of his best performances of the season. Broncos looking for a counter punch. Oh, and Lobsinger provides it. That thing almost hit the roof.
Yeah, that was a high arcing shot.
Foster's got that ball on a string. Back in the lineup after missing the last couple. Adams, fall away. No good, rebound Hubbard.
Need to score here.
Lobsinger sets the screen. Sims for Norman. Lamar, Norman. Rebound Hardnett. Man, that's one of those shots where if it goes in, temperature in the gym rises. If not, the energy just sucks its way back down.
Yeah, he kind of leaned a little bit, didn't go straight up, come straight down.
Adams still matched up on Trey Maddox. Trying to switch him onto Sims. Got it back to Isaac Jack, who is playing great.
Well, Lobsinger, who is guarding Jack, went over to help on the drive, but the help wasn't necessary. There was already a helper there, and that left Jack wide open.
Norman, touch foul on Foster. So with 7 minutes just about to go, Western Michigan is staying within shouting distance, but Buffalo, every time Western Michigan gets close, has got the answer. Broncos have played back-to-back games at home this week. They got work to do if they're going to get a win out of it. You know, it's amazing in life, and especially in college basketball, what a difference a couple of days can make. Western Michigan was abysmal from three-point land on Tuesday night. They were 2 of 22. Tonight, it's totally different. They are 10 of 20 from three-point land. Buffalo's been very good today, too. They're 52% from the field. Both these teams, Joe, on the season, honestly, have not been very good shooting threes. Today, they've been a lot better. From Western Michigan's standpoint, it's really the only reason they're still within shouting distance in this game.
That's true. That's absolute truth. I will say this, Buffalo is beating the Broncos 32-18 in points in the paint. So the Bulls have gotten it down toward the basket and scored it. The Broncos have been relying on their perimeter jump shooting.
Got to hit your free throws, too, to stay in it. Western Michigan started 1 of 5 from the free throw line. They've made their last 5. Make it 6.
I'd like to see Lamar go off on one of his scoring rampages.
Back down to a single-digit game, and there's still over 6.5 minutes to go. Adams wants to shoot it desperately. Nearly turned it over. Crowd wanted another walk. Adams does shoot it. Rebound Sims.
Good defensive possession by the Broncos.
Open to turn defense into offense. Maddox gives it right back to Lamar Norman. He's saying, get out of the way and let me cook.
Oh my.
They say he stepped out of bounds instead of a foul on Zid Powell. Joe, I've got a sneaking suspicion you didn't like the call.
I hope we have a replay of it. I mean, there's obvious contact which caused Lamar to go out of bounds. He wouldn't have gone out of bounds on his own.
I think we're going to look at that after the next dead ball whistle. Definitely want another look at that. Norman's got the rebound. Lamar Norman just wants a little room to shoot. Right back to Lamar Norman. Moving left. Doubled. Found Trey Maddox. Rebound Sims out of nowhere.
Oh, nice
the
rebound.
Broncos are alive.
Good body balance. Nice putback basket. 7-point game, Evan.
Inside Jack. Through contact, no. Another stop for the Broncos. On the go. Maddox missed the layup.
Oh, that's highly unfortunate, boy. The crowd was up on its feet.
The crowd remains active. Foster turns the corner and draws the 5th foul on Titus Wright. You talk about swing moments in a game, Joe. The last 20 seconds are about as clear as you're ever going to get.
Yeah, Maddox broke through, had just a full-on layup. Couldn't fall, just did not fall.
Crowd's going to give Wright a hand as he leaves. And you know what? No matter what happens in this game, you always want to call it fair. You want to call a spade a spade. Give Western Michigan credit. This is a team that looked down and out for large stretches of the first half. They've hung in this game in the second half. And give credit to the crowd here in Kalamazoo today, too. They're a big reason why the Broncos are still in the thick of the fight with 5 minutes to go.
I couldn't agree more. They really have hung with them and are providing excitement for them.
Foster got that second one to pop in. Big minutes for Lopsinger here with Wright out of the game. Around the rim it goes. Maddox, the follow is good.
In the right place at the right time. Down to 6.
This crowd will not quit. Powell, shot fake. Zid, passing. Hard net again. 23 points. You can celebrate all you want, my friend.
Well, he found him in a deep corner. Looks like he makes a living over in that corner.
He is 3 off and tying his season high. This is a max season high for LaQuill Hardnett. You know, we have talked so much for today about Curtis Jones for Buffalo and getting better and better throughout his career. Let's give a little bit of shine to LaQuill Hardnett. A guy who began his college career at Cincinnati, but he's in the midst of another season at Buffalo. He's been there for a while. 23 points, and Buffalo's got a 9-point lead coming down the stretch run here.
Yeah, you know, these guys that they find a situation where they can flourish, you know, and it's good to see, actually. Not every transfer situation is a positive one, but in both Curtis Jones's case and LaQuill Hardnett's case, I think they made good choices.
Finish line coming up in Kalamazoo with Buffalo leading this game by 9. Western Michigan has done their best to hang in the game. Let's see who's got the finishing punch down the stretch here.
International flavors also different. Original chicken, so you know equivalent, unrivaled, all
Make more good in the Kia movement that
You know, you never know what you're going to get with a little action on a Saturday afternoon. What we're getting today, Joe, is I think we'll learn a lot about both of these teams. We opened the broadcast by talking about both of these teams. If they've got dreams of making the MAC tournament and making noise in Cleveland, starts today. Buffalo has looked really good all day, but as we were saying a few minutes ago, a short-handed Western Michigan team today. They may be down in the second half, but they're not leaving anything on that floor right now, and it's good to see. Yeah,
this is good for the future. I mean, guys are laying it out there, and you know, they could have very easily packed up and gone home early in the second half. They did not do that, so let's see if they can complete a run here right at the end of the game and maybe steal one.
Curious as well what Buffalo's saying as they try to hang on to the lead here. Lexi's got a little more for us.
Coach Jim Weitzel talked about only defense in that huddle. He's very defensive-minded on this one. Offense is working just fine. But if nobody's tired, he double-checked as Lamar Norman Jr. gets a big 3. Coach Weitzel double-checked with his players. Are any of you tired? They said no. He said then you have no excuses on defense. Evan.
How about that? Lex calling a Lamar Norman 3, and we got a ball game again. Powell thinking about it. Zid trying to put hand on skates. He couldn't do it.
Watch the roll, man. Okay, they covered him that time.
Jones got his dribble back and hit the floater.
All right, that's a killer.
Every time, Buffalo has just got that answer. Trey Maddox, quick trigger. Short on the 3, rebound Jones. Maddox tried to save it, crashing in our direction. It's still Buffalo ball. LaQuill Hardnett going to inbound it right in front of us. He's 3 points away from tying his season high. Lexi's got a lot of different potential people to choose from to talk to after the game. LaQuill could be somebody to talk to. Patient possession for Buffalo. Curtis Jones on the go. Got by Maddox. Hardnett, no. Follow, no. They're still battling down there. And a whistle and a foul on Maddox.
Multiple opportunities for Buffalo. Broncos could not wrap up that possession. There it is. It became sort of a volleyball game here. Miss, another miss, another rebound.
And that free throw from Harnett touched about every inch of the rim and ended up dropping. In case you're just tuning into the game, catching the finish and wondering where Marquise Hastings is for Western Michigan, as Lexi reported earlier, in a huddle after one of the media timeouts, DJ Stevens and Marquise Hastings got in a bit of a shouting match, and we have not seen Marquise since that point. Still a single-digit game. Lamar, Norman, rebound Powell. Lamar has scored 14 points in the second half, Joe, but he's down to 4-9 from three-point land. Missed his last couple.
And Buffalo taking time off the clock here. Trying to shorten this game.
Trying to get to that magic number of 80. What defense from Javon Hanna. Norman. Hanna crashing the glass. Javon down there battling foul hard nets. Very apropos that Javon Hanna gets to go to the free throw line at least once today. Give the birthday boy a little love. Freshman from Metro Detroit, battling down there. Harnett didn't think there was a foul, but they did get one down there. Here's your first for Javon. Guy who played a lot of different places in his high school career. Mount Clemens High School, Ypsilanti Prep, finished up at Orchard Lake St. Mary's, where he was one of the better players in the state last year. Couple of made free throws, and it's still a ball game with about 2 minutes to go.
Really need to stop here to give themselves a chance. Sure, Buffalo's going to try to run as much clock as possible.
Jones to the corner. Powell doesn't take it to bleed off a little clock. Jones for Harnett. Pass intercepted. Broncos on the move. Bounce. Hanna. He's got two more. Western Michigan still has a pulse. Buffalo saves its last timeout for the moment. Armani Foster for Curtis Jones. 8 on the shot clock. Jones going to work. Curtis spins and hits.
Tough. Right when they need it. He makes a very solid move.
Timeout on the floor with under a minute to go. That sequence right there, Joe, is the story of the game in a nutshell. Every time Western Michigan gets right there, Buffalo's got the answer. Give him credit.
Yeah, they've had two outstanding performances from LaQuill Harnett, #1, and of course #3. We just saw Curtis Jones come to a clean jump stop and then just throw a little baby hook shot up there, and you know, just tears your heart out.
Lamar Norman, and he got the contact. He's going to the line.
Well, stranger things have happened. I mean, if he hits this free throw, they're only down by 4.
Timeout on the floor. DJ Stevens has got a bunch of timeouts left in his back pocket. Like we've been saying, Joe, you'll learn a lot about both teams in games like this. What are you learning about Western Michigan and DJ Stevens with the way that his team is closing this game this afternoon?
Well, for one, I think they're showing a lot of heart. It's been very easy for them to go away after, the first few minutes of the second half. They were getting beaten to paint quite badly, but they hung in there, and they're giving themselves a chance to make really which would be a miraculous comeback. Even though Buffalo seems to always seems to have an answer when they make a mini run. But it's a good sign. If they'd just gone away for a 14 or 15 point loss without much noise, I'm not sure it would have been. You could have built on it. But even if they don't happen to come all the way back, at least you got some things to build on here.
And also for Western Michigan, they've been in this spot way more than half the year. 9 of their 16 losses this year by 10 points or less, and they've also lost 3 times by 1 point. So to a certain extent, it's here we go again. Norman trying to complete the and one. He's got it. 17 in the second half for Norman.
Boy, a steal here would be right on time. But
foul right away. Monegro fouling Harnett, who has scored 24 points today, but he's 64% from the free throw line.
It's a good percentage play.
Frankly, as a team, Buffalo, not that great from the free throw line, just 69% of the season. Both teams in the double bonus, so no worries of 1-1 here for Jim Weitzel. LaQuill Harnett and Curtis Jones have scored 53 of Buffalo's points. What a stat line for that man. Proving us all wrong. He hits them both at the line. Broncos got to go. Norman finishing 4-point game. Buffalo burns its last timeout with 35 seconds left.
You know, as that ball went through the net there when Lamar hit that shot, they've tried to get the ball into very quickly. But in doing so, they had at least 3 of the Buffalo Bulls close to the baseline. They didn't have much space to cut toward the ball. In my day, we always wanted to have the guys that were going to receive the first pass start higher on the court and give yourself more room to maneuver to get open. You know, take a V cut, change the direction cut. But when you're pinned against the baseline, you got nowhere to go other than this way. And other than going toward the opposite basket. So that's one of my pet peeves too. I would like to see press breakers incorporate greater spacing than what I'm seeing in modern basketball. At any rate, it's important for the Broncos now to try to trap right off the first pass, if not deflect the first pass, and then foul immediately. Try to extend the game as long as possible.
In your coaching experience, when you're in that huddle, how much are you telling your guys, hey, if they do inbound it, we're trying to foul this 1 or 2 specific name? How much are you addressing something like that?
With 2 or 3 minutes left, you have that luxury. But with 35 seconds left in the game, it's first guy. You don't get a steal out of the first trap, foul right away. You're trying to extend the game as many possessions as you possibly can.
4-point lead for Buffalo, 35 seconds left. Buffalo is out of timeouts, and Curtis Jones will trigger the inbound.
Now you do see 3 cutters here starting high on the court.
Jones running baseline. Hubbard nearly stole it for Western Michigan. They have switched the inbounder here. Armani Foster inbounds now. They are trusting the Bulls point guard to get it in here. Lob, Harnett. Foul, no travel.
The whistle blew, and then the guy traveled, so.
That is the 4th foul on Jefferson Monegro, and the crowd continues to search for a travel call on Harnett. They've been looking for one all day.
Well, it's good to know that the Bronco fans still care about who wins the game.
First one, no good.
Broncos got to be reminded now to block out, make sure nobody gets an extra rebound here.
Made the second. You go in 3 or 2 here, Joe.
First available good shot. Go. Sometimes you can drive it all the way to the basket and they let you get it. That was a good shot for Lamar.
Monegro just picked up his 5th foul. Clearly, Joe, on that last drive, Norman was looking for contact and just kind of threw it up and didn't work out.
Well, still might miss free throws here. And
The problem is the guy going to the line, Zid Powell's 80%.
He's been very quiet today, hasn't he? He's got season statistics that would lead you to believe he'd have scored more, but really not involved much in this game.
Yeah, the junior from Philly, Zid Powell, 13.5 points per game this season. He's got to hit a free throw here to be in the score sheet. It's not scored yet.
Well, he donated some of his points to LaQuill Hardnett tonight.
Yeah, Hardnett sitting on 27. He averages 9 per game. Comeback odds for the Broncos are getting longer here. And Jim Weitzel, I think at this point, just wants to get on the bus and then get on the plane and get home to Buffalo. 2 big free throws for Zid Powell. Broncos up the floor. Couple of more cracks at this thing. Norman 3 off. Buffalo ball. And now the Bulls can really smell it. Bulls will inbound it to Powell. Broke away from the D. And now they're just going to wait and see if Western Michigan will foul. They will. And Curtis Jones is going to go to the line. We are down the stretch of a basketball game, and I'm sure these free throws are very important to someone out there watching. These are important to Curtis Jones. If he hits the next one, he's sitting on a 30-point game. 9th time this year he's gone over 20.
He was very efficient, too, today. He's an impressive player.
Curtis Jones and LaQuill Hardnett, 57 combined points. Give credit to Western Michigan. They did their absolute best late in this game to make it interesting. They did, but a shorthanded bunch fell short. Buffalo back to 500 in the MAC.